Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to you. Thanks so much for starting your day and week with us. I'm Kyle Aberman.
And I'm Allison Ross. A big week for travel. A lot of people are hitting the road or the air. So what's happening weather-wise? Matt Jordan has those answers, but they might not be good. Good morning, Matt.
Yeah, let's just say today or tomorrow, probably the days that you actually want to start your travel, because we have a system on the way, and this next weather system is going to make it feel like winter. Finally, not technically winter yet, but as you can see out there, another day of kind of clear skies. We do have some fog at these lower levels or up in the hills with this camera looking down into Grants Pass. Always a great representation of what to expect out there. We do have fog. We do have a little bit of cloud cover, but all of this clears by the afternoon outside of the smoke and haze from those fires in Northern California. Now we go into tomorrow. Tomorrow going to feel different. It's going to feel a little bit more like a transition day because you're going to feel the next weather system coming. Winds will start to pick up. It'll be like, something's on its way. That's because the next system's on its way. Rainy, windy, and wintry weather as we go towards about Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday, and possibly Sunday. It's actually sticking around. The last few systems that have come through, we had a little bit of shower activity, mainly to the north, and then it passed on through. This next system, it's going to influence us for a fair amount of time, so a lot of concern when it comes to winter weather as we go into about Saturday and Sunday. Now, the potential for snow, yes, there is potential, but most of that staying about 4,000 feet and above, so unless you're driving over the Cascades, specifically towards Crater Lake, Lake of the Woods, Diamond Lake, for example, most of us probably just going to see rain, but a fair amount of it. As you can see, temperatures right now, very cold east of the Cascades, but it's similar to what we've seen just about every morning over the last couple of weeks. Back to you.
Matt, thank you. Smoke from the campfire continues to cause big problems for Northern California. Officials say the poor air quality is expected to last several more days. The campfire has burned 150,000 acres and is 65% contained. Full containment is expected on November 30th. The number of deaths has risen to 77, and the cause is still under investigation.
California Urban Search Rescue Task Forces and canine search teams are helping still find the 993 people still missing from the campfire. The specialized teams are looking for 13,000 residential, commercial, and public buildings that were burned in Paradise and other nearby towns. According to the Butte County Sheriff's Office, 604 people were found yesterday. Now, the Butte County Missing Persons Call Center is open today from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Detectives, call center employees, and deputies are all working and on hand to help find people unaccounted for in that fire.
To report a missing person, call one of the 3 numbers on your screen. The Butte County Sheriff's Office does ask that you do not email about a missing person because there are too many emails already. It is more effective to speak to a person at the call center. If you call after 5 p.m., make sure to leave your name and number, plus the name of the missing person, the date of birth, age, and address. A Roseburg man is behind bars after leading sheriff's deputies on a high-speed chase that ended in an armed standoff.
Yeah, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office says the standoff happened Saturday morning at the ends of Carnes Road. They say 54-year-old Matthew Rourke stole a vehicle from the Heartwood Resource Store parking lot and crashed into barriers at the end of Carnes Road after a high-speed chase.
Then a standoff. Deputies say Rourke was armed with a shotgun and refused to comply with the officers. With the help from crisis negotiation teams, Rourke peacefully surrendered at 4 p.m. He's currently being held at the Douglas County Jail on numerous charges, including possession of a stolen vehicle, felon in possession of a firearm, and possession of methamphetamine. Deputies say Rourke also had warrants out of Josephine County.
Your time right now is 6:34. Now to the latest on the thousands of migrants headed to the U.S. border. Residents in Tijuana, Mexico took to the streets over the weekend telling migrants to go home. Protesters marched and chanted and confronted with riot police. They called thousands of U.S.-bound migrants staying in their city invaders. Tijuana's mayor says he's expected as many as 10,000 migrants to arrive and try to apply for asylum right there at the border.
But in San Diego, there was an outpouring of support for migrant caravans. Volunteers packed cars with donations yesterday to take to families who were camped out just south of the border. Local authorities estimate that since last Monday, about 6,000 Central American migrants have arrived both Tijuana and the neighboring border city. They say they plan to wait there until they apply for political asylum in the U.S., which could take months.
Meanwhile, President Trump says he will continue to work to prevent the thousands of Central American migrants from crossing into the U.S. The president taking to Twitter over the weekend saying, quote, illegal immigrants trying to come to the USA will be detained or turned away, and said security is one of his top concerns.
We have large numbers of people trying to get into our country. I must say the reason it's increased so much is because we're doing so well as opposed to the rest of the world.
Additional caravans are expected to leave their home countries in the next coming weeks.
At least 8 communities in Guatemala have been asked to evacuate after a volcano erupted. The active stratovolcano, known as the Volcano of Fire, began activity today and sent hot molten lava into the air. Guatemalan authorities have called for evacuations of about 2,000 people. The Volcano of Fire in south-central Guatemala is one of the most active volcanoes in Central America. 6:35 is your time right now. A lot of people are wondering what this weather is going to be like this week. Here's meteorologist Matt Jordan. Good morning, Matt.
Yeah, today's going to be a little tricky. It's one of those days where we kind of just continue the weather pattern we had of the last few, well, it seems like weeks, really. Just another dry day overall. We do have some fog out there, plenty of cloud cover out off the coast, so a bit of marine layer pushed in just a bit. And then for the most part, by the afternoon, should be mostly on the sunny side of things. A mild day, not as warm as we have been, but some smoke and haze out there as well. Not too far off of what we saw yesterday. Now, that does start to change as we go into Tuesday. Tuesday, not going to be a huge change, but you're going to feel it. Winds will start to pick up. You'll see the approach, more cloud cover, possibly some showers in the afternoon. That chance of showers just increases more and more as we get later into the week. So keep checking back because travel may be affected by this next system on the way. Until then, we have today. It's cloudy, then clearing, some fog, some haze due to those fires. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s for the coast. For the West Valleys, also in the 50s and 60s for your high temperatures with some smoke and haze, but otherwise mostly sunny skies. And then east of the Cascades, mostly sunny. Your highs in the 50s with tonight mostly clear. Your lows in the teens and 20s. Back to you.
Thank you. 6:37 is the time on this Monday morning. NBC5 News at Sunrise is just getting started. Coming up, Ashland firefighters are making a Thanksgiving feast fit for a king. What local center gets to enjoy that meal with them?
And Talent Maker City upcycled campaign signs this weekend. So what are those signs being used for now?
And if you're heading out the door, here's a look at this morning's lowest gas according to GasBuddy.com. Finally seeing gas in the $2 range. Stay with us. We'll be right back.